So today I'm out in an icy ring mining. What am I mining for? Primarily tritium, but I'll see what else I find. Quite often mining's a bit of a lottery, you don't know what you're going to find. So and there's a lot of materials that I haven't seen before. So we're using the Python into extreme, doing laser mining. These asteroids are made of ice. These are mining lasers I'm using here. They're much lower power than weapon quality lasers, specialised for the purpose. So what we do is we find an asteroid, which you'll see in a moment, that's got deposits of material, and then we blast away at it with the mining lasers. Pieces of material are blasted off the asteroid. We now use collector limpets to go and pick them up. Now I have a refinery installed in the ship. The pieces of material are brought into the refinery, allocated a bin as what's available, and then when the bin is full, the contents of that bin is processed into 1 ton of material, which then goes into the cargo hold. Now what you're seeing there, at the top of the screen there was a couple of materials that had nowhere to go as all the bins were full. So I had to make a choice, either dump them overboard or empty one of the bins, again overboard, to make space for that material to be refined. What you see here is a list of all the pieces that have come off that asteroid. Note that most of them are made of more than one material. Now some of these I've never heard of. Obviously liquid oxygen, I don't know what it's worth out at the station, but I'll sell it. Water, always useful in space. Hydrogen peroxide has multiple of industrial uses, and some of the other chemicals I've not even heard of, but you know, I'll just refine a little bit and see what it's worth. Most people in this game who've been mining focus on the higher value materials such as platinum, void opals, low temperature diamonds, gold, silver, that kind of thing, but obviously it's quite rare material, and this is why it has such a high price at the market. Stuff of low value most people just don't bother with, so I'm only going to have a little play around, see what we find, see what we end up with at the end of it. Not looking to make huge amounts of money out of this at this point. Obviously tritium mining specifically, but tritium is fleet carrier fuel. Normally you just buy it from a refinery, but it's not cheap. At around 50 grand a ton, it's not cheap. So mining it is free if you can find enough of it. However, other players' experience is trying to find tritium is a long, slow process. You don't find a great deal. What I'm doing now is firing the pulse wave analyzer. It sends a sonic pulse out into the surrounding asteroid field and lights up any asteroids that have deposits in them. Now, what I don't have on board at the moment, due to an oversight on my part when I was building this ship, I haven't got any prospector limpets, so I can't identify exactly what's in that asteroid without just blasting it and seeing what breaks off. Not ideal, something I can't rectify right now. I'm already out here in the asteroid field. I'm stuck with what I've got right now, so we'll roll with it and we'll make changes to the ship loadout later on back in the carrier. Not some of the populated system where I can obtain the required module, because I don't actually have one at the moment. So what exactly is a limpet? Obviously to most of us who live on Earth, a limpet is a sea creature that tends to attach itself to the bottom of ships. Now here, a limpet is a small robotic drone that can be programmed for a variety of tasks. What it does, its function, is determined by the type of limpet controller you have installed in the ship. When a limpet is launched, the controller module will program the limpet for its intended purpose. It will then launch and perform its job. There's a limpet now flying away from the ship to go and pick up the materials I've just blasted off the asteroid. They're collector limpets, so they collect materials that are floating about in space near the ship. Within range of the limpet, they can only fly so far. Okay, bromelites, well, I don't want to vent either of those. Bromelites worth a lot, obviously tritium I need, so what can I dump? Water? I don't really need that much of it. And as the limpets bring the material back to the ship, put it into the refinery, it then builds up and fills up the bin. Once the bin is completely full, it processes the contents into 1 ton of raw material and starts taking on some more of it to process. The more limpets you have out, the faster you can collect. Obviously it depends on how much material you've got in front of you. Other purposes of limpets are prospecting, for which you need a prospector limpet controller. You can use them for hatch breaking, you can use them for research, which is for finding out about either alien species or life forms that live in space. You can use a recon limpet to hack a data port on an installation. There's a number of things limpets can do in this game. The most common uses though are collectors, hatch breakers, repair limpets as well. You can repair a ship's hull if it's damaged with them. Fuel transfer limpets can transfer fuel from one ship to another. There's a number of things they can do. It all depends on the type of limpet controller you've got installed in the ship, which contains the firmware to program a limpet for that role. Orange and yellow parts where there's deposits. The yellow is more deposits, orange is not quite so many deposits. So we'll try and laser the areas where it says the most deposits are. And that one's depleted. Okay. It's supposed to be pristine reserves, but no, nothing's coming off that. Now with mining you can spend a lot of time doing this, just searching for the right asteroid. Blast off whatever's there. Won't always find anything of high value. It is a way to make a lot of money, but it can take a lot of time. Icy rings are a good place to find tritium. In fact, it's the only place you find tritium, to be honest. Rocky rings, you can find metals. You need a fairly small ship. Python's a large, medium. It's very manoeuvrable. This one has upgraded thrusters from a previous role doing station rescues, so it can move them quite quickly around the asteroids. And a half decent shield, so if you do bump into one you don't do damage to the ship. This is not the only type of mining that exists. Okay, limpets run out. Limpets have a set lifetime once they're launched. When the battery goes flat, effectively they die. Float off into space. But they're expendable units anyway, I've got plenty on board. The trick is to load up with them before you leave the station. And yes, I have done it before. I've come out to a mining site and forgot the limpets. You may have noticed some posters around some of the stations saying don't forget your limpets. That's the reason why they're there. What have we got now? Methanol monohydrate crystals. I don't even know what they are. What they're worth, if they're really worth refining, I don't know. Bromolite, if I can find some more. Tritium, I'm nearly there in the tunnel. Again, you can get larger refineries and more bins, do more materials, but it's always a trade-off. You focus on too many materials, you throw a lot of stuff that's not worth very much, and just fill up your hold with low-value rubbish. Or you can have a smaller refinery with less bins, focus just on what you're actually looking for. Right now I'm primarily looking for tritium, but anything else I find I'll just refine it anyway and see what I can do with it later. Laser mining is not the only type of mining you can do in this game. I've not really done mining before. I've done this type, a little bit of it. I haven't experimented with the other types. So I'm still very much in the learning curve with it, hence I'm just refining whatever I find and learning as I go along. And that asteroid over there looks, it's got something there. I don't know what until I go and blast it. limpets have collected everything that's out there, they'll just circle underneath the ship, below the cargo hatch, until something else appears for them to go and collect, or their rapidly expires, whichever happens first. The cargo hatch is open, so they can fly inside and put the stuff in the hold, into the refinery, which also limits the speed of the ship, which when you're flying around an asteroid field is a good idea. Although I do throw caution to the wind a few times when I'm a long way from an orange asteroid. Just make sure you know what you're doing when you do that. Stuff coming off the little dotted squares are targeting markers, meaning fragments are coming off the asteroid. There you go. Water, lots and lots and lots of water. I've got room to it. Make a choice. What do I got? This thing I've got is methanol monohydrate. Dump it. Dump lithium hydroxide. I don't even know what that is. Hardly got any of it anyway. So. Material stored in refinery is still in its raw unprocessed state and is useless until it's been processed. Torch of a limpet replaced the one that expired. Sulphur, that's useful for synthesis. SRV fuel and other things. As you know, when you're out in the deep black exploring, your SRV gets used a lot and has to refuel it regularly. Keeping an eye on progress, that's what I've got now currently. 42 limpets, 2 tons of gallite, 1 tritium. Haven't been out very long so far. Mining, depending how you approach it, can be quite relaxing, quite boring for some people. It's a bit like wake scanning frame shift wakes outside stations looking for data traces for engineering. You just got to treat it as a relaxing not pastime, but just a relaxing task. You just chill out, find a wake, fly to it, scan it. The ship is equipped with various other mining equipment, but I haven't yet had the full gear, full range of equipment I need to do other types of mining, so I'll be exploring those in a future video. However, you will see me use the abrasion blaster, used to collect surface deposits. If I see an asteroid with a surface deposit on it, they stand out from the main surface of the asteroid. The abrasion blaster is a type of projectile projectile tool, which can blast them off the asteroid, and it can be collected as well in the distance there when orange, but you've got to fly a bit of the way to get to it. Now you notice the dust in the asteroid field. Go a bit faster now, I've reclosed the cargo scoop. The scope called scoop is just a cargo hatch open at 45 degrees. Pick up stuff with it. Well, in mining it's not practical, it takes a very, very long time. One could get 20 fragments at once. I can't sit and scoop 20 fragments, it's just not practical to do it. Somebody's collected them just to bring the fragments to me. There's one, quite bright orange all over as well, so you can shoot it just about anywhere. See what comes off it. Once I've equipped the ship with some prospector limpets, then I'll be able to examine the content of the asteroid in more detail. Right now I don't have those. You just have to do it the hard way. Laser it and see what comes off it. No particular pattern, not aware of, just as long as you don't go over the same area twice. That's all we're going to get out of that. Lithium hydroxide, lots of it. Do I want it? I don't know, do I? Dump the water. It's not worth a lot anyway. Useful, but not worth a lot. Most of the material that gets mined is just sold at the station. Find somewhere the price is high, sell it. Tritium I'll be using on the carrier, so I'm not selling that. Guess it's worth 51k a tonne. Atlantic average. I've now got 1 tonne of tritium. 2 tonnes of gallite. Yeah, it does take a while. You're not finding an awful lot of valuable material, shall we say. This system I'm in is a uninhabited system, about 500 light years out from the bubble. Nobody around to bother me, which is what I like, but as you can see there's not a lot of great value here. There we go, a ton of that stuff's been refined. And just started processing some more. Small pieces are still coming in. And there's another one over there. Obviously the pulse wave analyzer only lights up an asteroid for a few seconds, so you mentally mark it or point the ship directly at it. Or if that's not possible, just have to keep pulsing it to keep lighting it up so I don't get lost among the asteroids. The other trends I'm finding is you tend to go around in circles going back to the same asteroids, so try and pick a direction, try and keep flying in that direction around the ring so you don't keep coming back to the same asteroids and go over and over and getting frustrated because they're all depleted where I mined them earlier. The rings typically have hotspots in them when they're scanned using a surface scanner. Same process as scanning a planet's surface. It takes one probe into a ring. It will show orange areas. It says hotspot for this material, that material. These lasers are quite a short range on them. We've got to go pretty close to the asteroid before they'll even reach it. So the hotspots define what you should find. Well, in my experience, if it's just a single hotspot, you don't find an awful lot of whatever they say is supposed to be there. If you have multiple hotspots and they're overlapping, there's a much higher chance of finding asteroids with that material. For example, a platinum. I've had 2 platinum hotspots that overlap at one point. That's the place to go looking. There's a chance may not be all that high outside of that area. Although better than 0, which is what you're probably going to find elsewhere. Here at this ring there was a couple of hot spots, one for bonitonites, but I couldn't find any at all. The other one was for, I can't remember what it was now, something of low value. So I'll just dive straight into the ring at a completely random point and see what we find. Now from a commercial basis this is not how you make money doing that, but I'm still learning the whole mining thing, so just have fun with it, see what you find, refine whatever you do find. I'll go load it on the carrier, take it back a bubble with me and sell whatever I've got, apart from the tritium obviously. Although 1 tonne of tritium won't get me very far. Would you just spin up the FSD on a carrier? But hey, it's a start. Just 59% of the way towards the 2nd tonne of tritium, then I've just got to find some more. mining is directly proportional to where you mine and how much time you spend doing it. Oops! That was a bit careless. I couldn't actually see that asteroid above me. It sure took a bump, but it's handled it. Didn't take any hull damage. The radar only shows one limpet underneath, but it can be up to 3 going at once. I lie, there are 4 going at once. You'll just show a single icon if there's more than 2. Very minimal deposits in those orange areas. Quite a lot of deposits around the other side. I was going to keep pulsing it and keep it lit up so I can see we're up there. As you get closer, we're out of range. When the targeting marker turns orange, I'm in range. It's still red. I'm still not close enough, and it's going round and past me. Oh, I don't get much out of that, am I? And I'm out of range again. I'll see some asteroids are easier to blast than others. Too far away. I don't want to get too close because I get swiped by the asteroid as it spins round. Oh, hit me a damn sight hard on that one. I just clouted earlier. Probably send me spinning into the ring straight to one of the other asteroids. Might make for very amusing viewing, but did do the ship a lot of good. See if I won't be able to catch up with it, but I'll see if I can get in a better position. Again, mindful of I might be going straight into another asteroid and doing this. Right, let's get in a position where I can try and get lined up with it at least once per revolution. I mean, I probably could mine this bit, but there's a lot more deposits where the orange areas are, so it makes sense to focus on those. Now I'm just waiting for that area to come round. Make sure my target indicator stays orange. Something over there. I'm out of range again. Something's coming off it. There. Start to lose interest in those materials, to be honest. Thought I might have seen a surface deposit on this one. Oh, there it is. I don't think I quite got it. This is the abrasion blaster. I'm trying to blast the surface deposits off, but you've got to be pretty accurate. It's a fixed tool. Hence the ship's got to be lined up accurately with the target. Processed. Still missed. Phosphorus, great. You can always use it. Now the surface deposit will be the same as whatever else I've just got off the asteroid. Something else got processed, I don't know what. All the fragments collected. Don't want to continue trying to blast a surface deposit if I can find it. Maybe I'll just look somewhere else. There's one. surface deposit gives one fragment only for a deposit. So it does very much depend on what you actually find. That is worth bothering about. This is useful to practice with the tool though. Once I learn how to hit it, it fires a ring of projectiles. If you get it right, you fire all around the surface deposit and blast it loose. If you miss, it just sends a bit of dust into space. You've got to maintain sufficient proximity to stay in range. Floating about there. Oh, over here. But yeah, that's all we're getting off of that one. Must have seen a surface deposit somewhere. Got to wait till it comes round into view again. What have we got? There it is, that large dark area to the left. Water. The hopper is the area where the materials go into from the limpet. And if the bins are all full and none of them are processing that particular material, they stay in the hopper to either vent them or you dump them overboard or dump one of the bins to make space for it. I'm not going to bother with that. Surface deposit is water. Just collect some more phosphorus. That's not looking very orange, is it? Do I want to go for that one? Have I already done that one maybe? This is the challenge, you see. You don't always remember where you've already mined or not. Oh, a bit more orange now. Okay. But I can move from where I am. The limpets will simply follow the ship and deliver wherever they've got. Provided I stay within limpet range of the material. Move too far away, they won't be able to collect it, and also no valid collection targets. These asteroids are very close together, so unlikely I'll move out of range of the limpets. Certain parts of this one are orange, so I've got to try and resist myself so an orange area comes right into view. Give me the best chance of extraction. Ah, there we go, the sides. Let's get around there, watching where I'm going. Areas go, there you go. Asteroid's depleted. So there's nothing coming off that one. Now either it was depleted to start with or I've done it already. I'll have to keep looking. orange in most places. So yellow means more deposits, so it's turning very slowly, so we should be able to get a bit more time on target with this one. That's what should be turning my attention. Out of range. We're too far away. Why am I trying to shoot it? That's better. Didn't get much out of that, did we? Ooh, low temperature diamonds, look at that. So you got to keep looking to find the good stuff. I'll make room for those. Can I dump? There we go. That's the kind of high value stuff people go looking for when mining. Make a big money. Now the other thing is, if I add one of those materials to the ignore list so it doesn't get collected, if it's in a fragment that's combined with other materials that I do want, it doesn't get collected. So I have to collect something I may not want to get what I do want. I can always dump stuff overboard if I really don't want it. Or dump it from the refinery before it gets processed. Got a bit more out of it. Lithium hydroxide, 1 ton of methanol monohydrate crystals, more low temperature diamonds. Nickel, I don't know, most common materials out there. Often find this on the surface of planets. Really not bothered about that. It's not even much use of the material trader, so. I'm sure it has use in engineering somewhere. Got some more phosphorus. Some more asteroids with some deposits in. That one's got something. Now the dark orange colour might be, there's not much in it, it might be that all the dust is obscuring the true illumination. Also that because of the dust in these rings you can't actually see most of the asteroids till you're right on top of them. It's not the safest place to be flying around casually. Don't try and go too fast. Not very much in there. Oh, that's all the lipids out now. Let's see what's in this asteroid first before I launch any more. occupational hazard. What's that? Something's come off it. Still too far away. That's better. Bottled liquid oxygen and water. A little bit of tritium there. Definitely going to collect that. That's the only thing I'm actually looking for. Only 2 bits or 3 bits of it. That should give me another ton though, at least. I'll be careful not to accidentally press that button. I don't want to dump those. Water. Water. So dump that out of the hopper. It's blocking the refining process. Now looking at the radar, while the symbols are still squares, they're still collecting. When they're triangles like that, they're not doing anything. 2 of them are circling underneath the ship. I've had enough now, let's go back to the carrier. Been out for about 1 hour and 3/4 now. I found a total of 27 tonnes of material, 6 tonnes of which is tritium. The rest is a mixture of all sorts. They're not a very high yield, but I've learned a lot. Just got to get out of the mass lock effect of the ring system. And engage the FSD, get out of here. Now whereabouts is the carrier? It's parked inside the ring system. Going to make sure I don't crash into the ring system trying to get to it. There it is. The inner part of the ring, the brown section, is a rocky ring. So you've got a rocky ring inside an icy ring. The planet's a gas giant, so no, I can't land on it, even if I wanted to. Trying to avoid is getting too close to the planet, 1 for safety and 2 so the gravity doesn't slow me down too much. Gravity field acts as a brake on the ship. It takes a hell of a long time to get back to the carrier if I get caught in a gravity field. I'm too deep into the gravity field, so I'll try and stay out of it as much as I can. Again, the ring system does constrain me a bit there. We're going very, very slowly. The distance counter is not dropping very fast, so not fast for my liking. Now I'm below the ring system, I've got a bit more altitude. I'm totally mindful of it. Speeding up a bit now. Not that you can really tell, because not by very much. Marker on the ring at the top of the screen there is a hotspot of something, I can't remember what. Very small one, as you can see, and I didn't find anything in that. And I'm up at the Bonito hotspot, didn't find anything. Complete waste of time. So I'm more just diving into the ice rings at random point, looking around. Now we're dropping out of Super Cruise, ready for docking.
Permission granted. A landing pad has been assigned to you, Commander.
Try to work out where pad 11 is. Pad 11 will be on the port side of the carrier. As you can see it directly in front of us. As we're in an uninhabited system, we don't have a lot of NPC ships coming and going, which does make it a little bit easier. Less traffic around the carrier. I'm full of it on the starboard side, I'm coming from the front. I still haven't quite learned where the pads are yet, as you can tell. Very close. The ship I can't, no downward visibility at all, the Python. I can't see where the hell I'm going. Rely on the instruments. Over there.